Hi, welcome back to the Improve English Daily podcast. I'm John, your host, and today we're going to talk about something that many people will relate to, learning English in a fun way. Today I'm not alone. I'm joined by Tanya, someone who has successfully learned English while still having fun. Hi, Tanya.
Hi, John. Thanks for inviting me. It's great to be able to chat here.
I'm the one who's happy, Tanya. So, let's get straight to it. Learning English is often considered a tough task, right? In your opinion, how can you make learning English something fun?
Wow, this is an interesting question, John. I used to feel like learning English was hard and full of complicated grammar rules. But after I started to find a method that suited me, learning became much more fun. For example, I really like watching films or series in English. Because I like entertainment, learning automatically becomes more fun. How about you, John? Have you ever had the same experience?
Yes. I also felt that when I was at school, learning English made me dizzy. But when I started listening to music and watching films without subtitles, I started to realize it turns out this can make me study too. Without realizing it, vocabulary increases and understanding the context of sentences. By the way, Tanya, in your opinion, what role do entertainment such as music and films play in language learning?
I think the role is really big, John. Films and music are connected to everyday life, so the language we hear is more natural. Sometimes we can learn idioms or ways of speaking that are not actually in textbooks. And if we like music or films, we won't get bored of studying either. For example, I really like Ed Sheeran's songs, so when I listen to his songs, I read the lyrics and try to understand the meaning. So, what do you prefer to learn from, John?
I'm more into podcasts now. I like listening to podcasts in English, especially those where the conversation is relaxed. So while listening, I can feel like I'm just hanging out. That really helps because as time goes on, I get used to hearing different accents. Tanya, what do you prefer to learn listening from?
Same thing, John. Apart from watching movies, I also like listening to podcasts or audiobooks. Sometimes when I'm walking or exercising, I listen to podcasts. Not only learning the language, but also gaining other knowledge, right? In my opinion, a way of studying that isn't boring is really important, especially for people who get bored easily like me.
Yeah, me too. It's easy to get bored if it's too monotonous. Well, speaking of boredom, many people end up giving up halfway because they feel that learning English is too difficult. Have you ever experienced times like that yourself?
Never. I remember feeling stuck, especially when studying grammar. It felt like there was no progress, and then I started thinking, can I be fluent? But in the end, I tried to find a more fun way, like playing games in English or joining an English language community. That really helped to increase my motivation. How are you, John? Have you ever felt stuck too?
Wow, so often. Especially when I had to study for the TOEFL exam, it really made me dizzy. But after the exam was over, I realized that studying doesn't always have to be serious. I also started playing online games, and it turned out that many of my friends there spoke English. That actually helped me to be more confident in speaking. Are you also active in the English community, Tanya?
Yes, I am active in the online English community, like in chat groups and forums. From there, I can practice writing and chatting with people from various countries. In my opinion, it is very important to practice communicating with native speakers of the language. In addition, we can see directly how they speak and express themselves. So, in your opinion, John, what is the most effective way to learn speaking?
In my opinion, the most important thing is practice. Maybe at first you are shy or afraid of making mistakes, but that's okay. It's just learning. I used to often talk to myself in front of the mirror or record my voice. Then I would listen again for evaluation. Sometimes I also try to chat with foreign friends via language learning applications. What about you, Tanya? Do you have any special tricks for speaking?
Wow, I also like recording my own voice, John, so I can listen and see where I went wrong. Apart from that, I like taking online courses that have speaking sessions. There I can chat with tutors or other participants. Usually, the topics are everyday, so they are more relaxed and not tense. Sometimes I also chat in English with friends who are also studying so we can help each other. In my opinion, it is important to make the learning process not too rigid.
Totally agree. If we enjoy the process, we won't think too much about targets, but suddenly we will just improve. Well, finally, Tanya, for our listeners who may be struggling to learn English, what tips can you give them to keep them motivated?
My tip is, don't be too hard on yourself. Language is a communication tool, so you don't have to be perfect before you can use it. Just enjoy the process. Try to find things you like, such as music, movies, or books, and then learn from them. And most importantly, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. How about you, John? Do you have any tips for them?
Same here, Tanya. Enjoy the process and don't be discouraged if you feel slow. Everyone has a different learning speed, so just focus on your own progress, not comparing yourself to others. If you're stuck, try a new, more fun way, so learning doesn't become a burden.
Wow, that's right, John.
Okay, thank you very much, Tanya, for sharing on our podcast today. Hopefully your tips and experiences can inspire our listeners to stay enthusiastic about learning English.
You're welcome, John. It's been a pleasure chatting here.
Okay, guys, that's our chat for today. Keep up the spirit of learning. Don't forget to have fun, too. See you in the next episode. Suited. Suited means being appropriate or well-matched for a particular purpose or situation. Example, this dress is well-suited for the party because it's elegant and formal. Dizzy. Dizzy describe a situation that feels confusing or overwhelming. Example, the room was so crowded that it made me feel dizzy. Increases. Increases means to make something larger in size, number, degree, or amount. Example, a healthy diet increases your chances of living longer. Hanging. Hanging can refer to something that is suspended or attached from above, but it can also describe the act of suspending something or someone. Example, the decorations were hanging from the ceiling, creating a festive atmosphere. Halfway. Halfway means being in the middle of a journey or process. Example, she was halfway done with her project when she realized she needed more materials. Thank you for watching. To improve your English skills, don't forget to practice every day. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and comment.